Alexa, ask Matrix to open garage door 1.
Garage door 1 is opening.
Alexa, ask Matrix to open garage door 1.
Garage door 1 is already open.
Hey, what's up? Nasir Malik here. Welcome to another IoT tutorial. This tutorial will have two parts. First part, we will design and program a garage door opener and test it. In the second part of the tutorial, we will install the garage door opener in one of my garage doors. For this project, you're going to need following components: USB to TTL programmer, ultrasonic sensor module, mechanical relay, mini USB cables, Amazon Dot or Echo, ESP8266 version 12. This project should work with other versions also. So this is how Alexa skill on a high level is going to work. It is similar to my Google project. We're going to deploy a Heroku app, which is a Windows socket server, and the ESP board will have a Windows socket client, and it will talk to the Heroku app over the firewall. So you don't need to open up a router's firewall or the port. So when you give a command to Amazon Dot or Echo, it will go to Alexa engine. From there, it will send the request to Heroku app, and the Heroku app process and forward the request to the ESP board. From there, it has a one input and one output. So relay is to toggle the garage door switch on and off, and the ultrasonic sensor is to detect if the door is open or closed. So here are some of the things we're going to do. To install the Arduino IDE, watch tutorial 2, and set up the ESP libraries for Arduino IDE. Need to watch the tutorial 2. You will deploy the Heroku app with one click. We will create an Alexa skill and add an endpoint. Flash the ESP8266 with GitHub Sketch. Connect relay and ultrasonic sensor module to ESP board. Control relay with voice command through Alexa Dot. Get garage door state with the voice command through Alexa Dot. Here is the connection details for the USB to TTL programmer and ESP board. I have covered this in the details in previous tutorials. For convenience, I will just go through it again. Programming board RX will connect to TX on ESP, and the TX pin to RX on ESP. The 3.3 volt will connect to EN and VCC. GPIO 15 and ground will connect it to ground on the programmer board. To put the ESP in a flash mode, you need to ground GPIO 0 before you boot. So this is what it looks like on a breadboard. So this is a diagram to hooking both modules to the ESP board, the mechanical relay and ultrasonic sensor. I am using 3.9 volt here because the ultrasonic module and mechanical relay requires more than 3.3 volt to operate, and ESP board requires 3.3 volts or a little more to operate. You cannot operate ESP on 5 volts, it will not work. But other modules, the ultrasonic and relay, will work on 5 volts. So instead of providing two different power supplies, I found a sweet spot. I used my bench power supply to provide 3.9 volts, and all three things can operate on that voltage, and ESP board is pretty stable on that. Here is the project code on GitHub. You can look at the high level steps in here. First you will do is download this project by clicking download button, download zip, and next you will deploy the Heroku app by clicking this button. If you don't have a Heroku account, you need to register first. Since I'm already registered, I'm going to log in to my account. On this screen, you give your app a name. So if the name is not available, you can choose a name that is available. Once you see this message, the name is available, you click deploy, and you wait for it to deploy the Heroku app. You can see the log here. We're going to wait for this to finish. If everything is successful, your app will be deployed. So if you take a look at this, this means everything green. This means Heroku app is deployed successfully. Before you flash the ESP board, you need to make sure you copy Arduino JSON and Arduino WebSocket folders into following location. Arduino libraries, you need to copy these folders into this location before you flash your ESP. To get the URL, you can click on the log. This is your app URL. You need to copy this and paste it into your Arduino sketch for ESP8266. Put your ESP in flash mode and flash the firmware. So in the sketch, you only need to provide SSID and a password and your app URL. I'm going to wait for this to complete. While this is flashing, I'm going to open up a serial monitor. You should see a similar output. Once this is connected in this, that means your ESP board is connected to your Heroku app. You are ready to create Alexa skill. To develop an Alexa skill for your ESP board, you will need to go to developer.amazon.com. I will include the links below the video. You will need to register with developer.amazon.com. Since I'm registered, I'm going to log in. So I will sign in. Once I'm logged in, I will go to Alexa. Click on Alexa Skill Kit. And I will click on Add a New Skill. I'll give it a name. So this is the name of your skill, and this is the invocation name. This is the invocation name when you call Alexa to trigger this skill. Rest you will leave as is, and you save, and you click next. To create the Alexa skill model, we will use the Skill Builder beta version. You click on it, and it will launch the Skill Builder. So by default, you'll see 3 intents already there, and we need to add another one. So we need to add an intent for our garage door opener. So we click Add here, and we give it a name, garage door opener, and we say Create Intent. So here I will create 3 intents. You can create as many as you want. For this demonstration, I will create only 3. So intents are basically the verbal commands you will give to Alexa to control some stuff or get some information. So for the garage door, let's say I want to open a garage door 1. So the command will be something like Alexa, ask Matrix to open garage door 1. So I just need to put open garage door 1 command. So this is one of the utterances I would say. You could use different ones. And I will also do, close garage door 1. But I'm going to add a single utterance here because I'm going to use slots to actually handle more options. For now, I'm just going to add open garage door 1. Next, I will do open all garage doors, another utterance, because I'm planning to handle both garage doors. I have 2 of them. But for the first part, we will just control one of them, and then in the second part, we'll do 2 of them. And then also, if I want to know if the garage door is open or closed, what is the states, I will add a turns, is garage door 1 open or is garage door 1 closed. So I'll add that. So as you can see, I have only put it in utterances with open. There is no close. Everything is open. Because I'm going to create slots that will be parameterized here, or you can think of it as a parameter that get filled automatically. So when you give it a command, it will look for the values in there and it will replace them and then fulfill your command. And let's create some slots. So first slot I'm going to add is a instance of a garage door. So I'm going to call it a name list underscore instance. So it could be garage door 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you have, so you can handle multiple garage doors. So I'm going to create that, and in there you need to add values. So I can say 1, I can say 2, or I can say both, or I can say all. So I just added the list instance slot. So these are the possible values. You can have more if you have 4 garage door or 5, doesn't matter. And all is the keyword if I want to open or close all garage doors. And if you have 2 of them, you can say both. So it's your preference, however you want to handle it. So let's create another slot, and this will be the state of the garage door, since I want to dynamically handle it. So there are only possible 2 states, open or close. So I'm just going to add that in there. I mean, if you're savvy enough, you can do another state, half open, half close, or quarter open, quarter close, and you would need to program the ESP board in a certain way so it clicks it on the correct time, so where it stops the door from opening or closing. So for now, I'm gonna just do close and open. So this is done. So now I need a lock slot, and that's going to be a question. So I want to know if the garage door 1 or 2 is open or closed. So I want to know the state. So the question could be is the garage door 1 open or closed? So I'm going to add possible values in there. They're just for demo purposes. I mean, this is not, I probably fine tune it when I install it for myself, but you guys, you know, get the idea of what these things are. So basically, if I ask a question, I want to know if it is open or closed, and it should tell me if it is open or closed. And eventually I would have Alexa do a follow-up and say, do you want to close it if it's open, or you know, so something like that. So now what we're going to do is use these slots to fulfill our parameters. So to do that, basically what we're going to do is add intent slot. So we're going to name this instance. And once I add it, so these slots that we created, they will be available under here. So we can click there, and you can see these 3 slots that we added, they're available to be selected. So I'm going to say instance. I'm going to add another one called state. And state is created, and I'm going to go ahead and select my list of state. So basically what we're doing is we're adding intent slots for this intent, and we define our list of values in these slot types. So what we're going to do is now create another one, which is question, and we're gonna intent add it. I'm going to add it, and now we're gonna select question. So these 3 are available now. So now we can start replacing values in here. So for is, if you look at is, the question, it could be is, or, what, anything. So okay, is garage door 1 open, or are both garage door open, or what is the state of garage door 1? So as you can see, these different, and you can have possible more values, or you can change them. So for this, so I'm going to change is, so I want it to use one of these values, questions, replace here. So it will fill automatically, it will fill based on our voice command. So I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to say question. So now instead of having the hardcode value, it is replaced by a parameter. And the second one is if I have multiple garage doors, I want to replace this value, 1, 2, or all, or both. So I will select this, I will highlight this, and I will select instance. And then I also want to be able to use the list. If I don't want to use the list, I would have to specify a closed state also in here in this occurrences. So I don't want to, this way if I do it, I only need to type it once and it would fill the slots for me. So in here it's a state, so I will stick state. So we're done. So whenever I'll say is or are garage door 1, 2, or all, both, open or close, so this will pre-fill and then it will process the request. Same thing here. So this is a state, I'll select a state. This is an instance, I'll select an instance. For this one also, the command, this is the state, so I will the state, and this is the instance, I will replace it by instance. So it'll be like open garage door 1, open garage door 2, open garage door 3, open, and then if I want to say open all garage door, it would use this one. Or if I want to know is garage door 1 open. So I guess you guys get the idea. So this is it. We're done creating Alexa skill for our garage door opener. We're done. So we're going to save the model and we're going to click build model. And you have to wait until this finish building. Well, I'll be back once it's done. It takes a little bit of time. It's got done. Okay, next you would click on configure. If you are developing a Lambda function, you would select this option. So since we're not going to be using that, we're going to be using Heroku app. So we're going to select this option, HTTPS. Remember the URL we copied, we used to flash our ESP board? We need that URL in here. To do that, first we need to select the region for us. So I'm going to select North America. And in here, I need to put in a full URL for our app. If you forgot to save your URL, you can always go back to your Heroku app and go into your application and settings. And here is your full URL for your Heroku app that you need. And this you'll need to put it in here. Everything else you can leave as is. And you click next. In this option, you can select the second option. The endpoint is a subdomain. And you can click next. So now here is the simulator. Good. So once you develop your Alexa skill, you want to make sure you test it, make sure it works. And to test, to make sure you have already deployed your Heroku app and you already flashed your ESP board and it is connected. Once this is connected, you can type in a command like so and click the button and you'll see the response here. And you can also click to listen to the actual audio. And you can also do this. Make sure you test your Alexa skills, that everything works. Okay, so we tested this and it is working, so we're good. So it was very simple how to develop Alexa skill using the interaction model, the beta builder. Instead of copying, pasting JSON and building JSON, you don't need to do that anymore. You can use this and it is really good and straightforward. So we're done here. So once you flash the board, you can remove the programmer wires, and you need to hook up your the ultrasonic sensor. As you can see, the pins on the top one is VCC, the trigger pin in echo and ground. So what we're going to do is use the yellow, which is the trigger, and the green one is echo. So we're gonna put these onto our ESP board. So I'm going to remove the power for now. So basically you put the yellow one, which is trigger, on the GPIO 5, and the green one on GPIO 4. So they're together both here. So we're gonna say 1, 2, and this third one is GPIO 5. So and these two go in here together. So the third pin from the top is a yellow, and then the green one. And the other two, look at the other two. The orange one is VCC and the blue one is ground. So I'm going to take these two and I'm going to put this right here on a ground and this one on the positive 3.9 volts. I don't know if you can see that. So this is how you hook up the sensor. Next, we're going to take the relay. It's a simple relay, and this is ground first. So this is ground, and this is positive, red one, and orange one is the S wire. This one goes to GPIO 16. So we know this is brown is gonna go to negative, red is going to go positive, and this is going to GPIO 16. So I'm going to do brown, negative, red to positive. You can see this, and this goes to the GPIO 16. So just which is the fourth one from the top. So if you count, one, two, three, four. There you go. And now I'm going to take my bench power supply, which is hooked up here. So I'm going to, it's 3.9 volts, so I'm going to put the orange one to the negative and orange one to the negative and then to the positive to power up. And it is powered up, and you just give it a few seconds to connect. And if you hook up the programming board, you can see the console, but since I already tested it, so I know already, so I'm gonna give it a command. What's going to happen is you're going to see the light coming on and off, and also hear the relay clicking. This ultrasonic module detects the distance, so I'm going to demonstrate the door is open by holding my hand on top of it and blocking the signal and moving it away. That means the door is closed. So it's almost like if the door is closed, it's in a vertical position and the sensor will be on the top of the ceiling here, and once the door is open, it will go up like this and come up underneath the sensor, and the sensor can detect it and it knows the door is open. So in that manner it will do that. So let's see what it does right now. So since there's nothing on the top of it, so that means this door is in a closed position. So if I ask it to do something, it'll tell me if it is already open or it will open it. So I'm going to ask it to open the door 1. Alexa, ask Matrix to open garage door 1.
Garage door 1 is opening.
So as you can see, there is nothing on top of the sensor. So if I put my hand here, Alexa, ask Matrix to open garage door 1.
Garage door 1 is already open.
So you can see how this detects it. So we're going to put this on top of the ceiling, so if the door is up position, so we'll know. So this is for a single door. So once we implement it, I'm going to do it for both. So we'll use the same module for both doors, and we're going to have 2 sensors on each garage door and 2 relays to toggling each garage door motor. So this is very simple setup. There's nothing to it. This is it for this tutorial. Until next time, bye.